first let's talk to this other guy.
Pardon me, but could we talk a moment?
Of course, young man. What do you need?
Of course he also speaks perfect English.
What can you tell me about the town?
We have a rich history, although most of it is very bloody. Vlad the Impaler was born here. He gained quite an infamous reputation, as I'm sure you are aware.
And that's what I hear.
The best way to experience Sigisora is to walk the streets and take in the environment. Just be careful where you go and when you go there.
I see.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Florian Gogoasa, and I am the town butcher. My shop is located on the west end of town, if you decide you would like to buy some meat. I lead a simple life. During the day I work at my shop, and at night I come here to drink and converse with my friends and visitors to the town.
Thanks for the chat.
Think nothing of it.
So we met a butcher and a farmer. And in an inventory we have some dried brambles, which we picked up from the... Can we get out of here? Yes we can, but the hotspot is very small apparently. I'm sure the brambles will come in very useful. So let's see what's on this... Oh, we can see the clock tower from here. So let's go in that direction. Seems we were directed towards the clock tower. Yep. That does sound kind of like a child crying. So let's go inside. Sure, that's a great idea. I said go inside.
Think you can handle a little climb first?
We'll find out when we reach the top.
Oh boy. That
wasn't so bad.
Speak for yourself.
That's a weird looking child.
Well, I don't see any child spirits up here. Do you?
No, but I do hear that noise the farmer mentioned. Quite unsettling it is, too.
There has to be a reasonable explanation for it.
I wonder
Perhaps
what
some
it could
further
be.
investigation is required.
Perhaps it is, Percy, like walking over to the other side of the room. Just pull this thing out. No, but it's stuck pretty good apparently. Maybe with Percy's help.
Hey, Burst, let's have a bull session.
A bull session.
Yes, Arthur?
That's quite an endearing term, I'm sure. So let's chat with Percy, why not?
How are you holding up, old boy?
I think I may be on the verge of cardiac arrest. Climbing stairs is not my forte.
Apparently Percy was quite chubby.
Any suggestions regarding our next move?
I think we should find out more about this spirit the farmer claims is haunting the clock tower.
The headless vampire, what do you think of that?
This whole headless vampire thing sounds pretty spooky.
I'm sure it will turn out to be some sort of hoax. Perhaps some local townsperson playing tricks.
If that's the case, they've certainly done a good job of pulling one over on everyone around here.
So help me out with this beam, why don't
Think
you?
you can give me a hand here?
Certainly. What do you need?
This beam is stuck in the machinery, and I need your help to pull it out.
Very well. On 3. 1.
2. Atta boy. Guess that takes care of the spirit problem.
Indeed. The farmer will be glad to hear about this, I'm sure.
So I guess that was a successful exorcism. And of course, since, you know, we're not worried about splinters apparently, we just picked up a big stick. Big piece of wood. So let's report back to the farmer. Okay. Back to the hotel we go. I'm sure you do, Steve. So let's go in here and talk to the guy that gave us this fantastic assignment. See if he'll be of more use to us now.
Say there, could we have a chat?
I don't see why not.
I have good news for you, Dragomir. It turns out the clock tower isn't haunted after all.
It isn't?
Nope. There was a beam that had come loose and caught itself in one of the gears. That's what was causing the clock to stop working, as well as the noises.
Ah, yes, that does make sense. Now, I feel foolish. Perhaps I should not be so eager to blame problems on the supernatural.
Not all of them, anyway. This other one sounds like the real McCoy.
So we didn't encounter the headless vampire yet, but apparently that might be genuine. You know, because the ghost of the little girl turned out to be so real, we're so certain.
Now could you please tell me what you know about the headless vampire?
Yes, my sister was bitten by the vampire.
What happened?
She was walking alone at night in the cemetery. I told her not to do this. She knows it is dangerous. But she did not listen, and she was attacked by vampire.
Is she alright?
Yes, she got lucky. The bite was not deep. She was able to escape, but told me what she had seen. It was unmistakably the headless vampire.
What else do you know about it?
Not much, I am afraid. According to the legend, the vampire is a woman who used to live in this town. You should ask my friend Florian here. He knows much about the legend of the vampire.
Tell boy, this guy sure is willing to talk about the vampire, for someone who seemed to be scared of it.
You mentioned your sister's vampire bite wasn't very deep. Does that make any sort of difference?
Yes, if vampire bites you, it does not mean you become a vampire. The vampire must bite you and drink your blood in order for this to happen.
Yeah, that's how it happened in
Bites you,
Dracula,
but
the
does not
novel.
drink your blood. You become weak for a few days, but nothing else happens. This is why it is important to try and escape vampires as soon as possible.
Interesting information. I'll keep it in mind. I appreciate your time.
You are most welcome.
So that was quite informative, I'm sure you'll agree. Let's see if Florian has
Pardon
anything
me,
new to
but can
say.
we talk a moment?
Of course, young man. What do you need?
That could be kind of aggravating after a while, I think, but I think that makes the joke faster and doesn't really drag it out, but
Your friend Dragomir says you know something about the headless vampire.
Correct, I do. The headless vampire is not what you might think. Instead of a body with no head, it is the head of a vampire which floats in the air seeking victims. From the neck hangs its entrails, like a bunch of tentacles. The vampire will often trap its victims using the entrails as a restraint, then go in for the bite.
Jeepers creepers! That sounds like something I wouldn't want to meet.
oh,
Yes,
schmucks!
it is an unpleasant sight to behold. This is why all the doors have dried brambles on them. The vampire's entrails are sensitive, and it fears getting them caught on the sharp points of the brambles. Hanging them on doors keeps the vampire away from our homes. Also, it is said that to kill the vampire, one must find its headless body and place sharp objects in the neck wound. This way, when the head reattaches, the entrails will be cut, and the vampire will die.
That's some useful information to have.
It's also kind of contrived, but okay. So how does vampire history originate anyway?
Do you know anything about the vampire's history?
A bit. The legend has existed for quite some time.
Do tell.
According to the story, the vampire was originally a woman. She was unfaithful to her husband, and when he found out, it infuriated him. As punishment, he stuffed her into a barrel and sealed her in.
Sounds like a loving fellow.
The young lady tried screaming for help, but no one came. Desperate, she shifted around in the barrel until her legs were behind her head, pointing up. She kicked the top of the barrel as hard as she could, trying to open it and free herself. She succeeded, but unfortunately, she kicked with such force that she caused her head to go flying off as well.
Oh my.
With her head went her insides, and since she committed the sin of adultery, she was doomed to roam the earth as an undead.
That's quite a story.
It sure
Any
is.
idea who the woman was?
No, but I do know she lived in this town. You might consider searching the town records to see if you can get any information about her, if you desire it.
Thanks. I just might do that. Thanks for the chat.
Think nothing of it.
So rather than a headless vampire, we're hunting a head-only vampire. And apparently an article that might be relevant was just linked, so... could take a look, but we need to solve paranormal cases. Can't afford to waste time here. So we've been exploring the town, and yeah. Well, they don't all get locked in a barrel and kick their own heads off. So here's a part of town we haven't explored. There's a tree with some carvings. There's the Gogoasa butcher shop. Yep. And another door with dried brambles. So let's have a quick look at these carvings here. Can we save here? Yes, might as well save here, because this is kind of an important moment. There's a dog head with SENO. That'll be important later, but not yet. Phrases in Romanian. A heart carved in 1850 says RK and ST. Butaku. Apparently we know that that's a name. DF 1903. Vasile, Flavian, Florian. Also RB and JM. So apparently the most important carving here is tower. This RK and ST carving from 1850. And we were directed to the town records, so... If we look here, I think we will find out that this is the town hall. It looks kind of unremarkable, but gotta be utilitarian. And sure enough, we can go in.
Care este acolo?
Good evening, sir. Pardon the intrusion, but my associate and I are new in town and just having a look around.
I see. This town hall. I am record keeper. English is not so good, but if you need help, I give.
Thank you. We may just take you up on that offer.
So we can look around for a bit. Sure, our shelves full of record books. Let's go to farms and up at the door. And there's this guy who looks kind of bored. So let's have a chat with him.
Excuse me, fella. I was hoping you could answer a few questions for me.
Yes, I do my best.
Text. Not sure what that's about. So the village.
What can you tell me about the town?
Small town. Not much happen here. We are
Oh,
simple
Jesus.
people.
Don't do this, please.
Live simple life. Visitors come to see Castle Dracula, but not much else.
You don't say. Castle Dracula.
Yes, Castle of Vlad Tepes. Inspiration for Dracula. Our town is famous for it.
Seriously though, don't do that, please.
Tell me about yourself, friend.
I am town record keeper. My job is to keep record of all births, deaths and marriages in town. You need to find records of people in Sigisora? You come to see me. I have history of town going back to last century.
A pretty impressive collection, I must say.
First warning, I suppose. I do have the ability to... Oh dear. Do that. So let's see if we can't have a look at the town record.
I'd like to look up someone in your town records, if that's alright.
Yes, of course. What is name of person you are looking for?
Apparently all of our options are automatically edited into this handy dialogue box.
Could you see if you have a record for Flavia and Florian from 1917?
One moment. Ah, yes. Florian Gogoasa married Flavia Ionescu on June 12th, 1917.
Interesting. Thanks for the help.
Yeah. What about DF?
I'm curious to see if you have any records from around 1903 for someone with the initials DF.
Let me see. No, I do not have anything from that date. However, there is a Dragomir Fidatov who was born in 1882.
I see. Thanks for the information.
So, gotta go through all these catalog cards. So about the this one, which was the oldest carving.
I'm wondering if you can find a record for someone with the initials RK or ST from 1850.
I will see. One moment. There are no marriages between anyone with those initials in that year.
It's kind of
However,
weird.
There is a death.
Ooh.
You don't say.
Yes, no name, but the initials are here. RK died on January 19th, 1850.
So who is RK?
I do not know. I will look through records and see if I find anyone with those initials.
Yeah, you do
However,
that.
It could take time. If you find name before, please tell me and I try to help.
Okay, I'll try my best.
Richard Kelly, yes, clearly. Can we talk to him
Excuse
about
me,
anything
fella.
else?
Yes.
The Headless Vampire. Let's just... No, let's not go to him about that, because I don't think we can ask him anything else about the town records.
What can you tell me about this headless vampire everyone seems to be all in a lather about?
It is bad luck to speak of these things. Local town woman died many years ago. Came back as a vampire. If you are out at night, you can become her next victim. This is why everyone stays indoors.
Any idea who she
And
could
yet
be?
the door is open.
No, I do not have enough information. If you can find her name, I can find a record for you.
Great, I'll keep that in mind.
I don't think you can look up You can't look up anything else in the town records, though.
I'd like to look up someone.
Yeah, what is name?
Actually, I haven't got any names.
You let me know.
Yeah, we can't,
Thanks
so...
for talking with me.
Goodbye.
So, out of here we go. I suppose. We don't know who RK is, so... There is one more place, though, where we haven't gone information hunting yet. That would be this place in the back. Behind the iron gate. It is a cemetery. Apparently the Gogowas are rich bastards because they have a whole mausoleum. Gravestone of someone called Butaku. But the central gravestone says Radu Korsa.
Radu Korza. RK.
What was that, Arthur?
I think we may have found the mysterious RK. The only problem is, the date of death on this gravestone doesn't match the one the record keeper told us.
Perhaps we should go back and inquire about it.
I can make basic associations. Oh boy. But now we have a lead as to what we have to ask the record guy. So let me quickly look at to see if anyone else has shown up at the Twitch chat, and apparently they have not, but they are still there. And you know, no one said anything in Twitch chat yet, so I'm not entirely certain if it works yet or if it's still broken.
Excuse me, fella. I was hoping you could.
Yes.
Okay, let's ask him about the guy on the gravestone.
I'd like to look up.
Yes. What is...
Radu Korza.
Could you tell me about Radu Korza? I think he may be RK, but the date of death on his gravestone is in 1850.
Let me see.
We don't know what it was though.
Radu Gorza.
Ah, there we go.
No, he died in 1862. However, he had a daughter, Ruxandra, born 1812, died...
Yes?
Strange. I do not have record of her death.
But she surely must have been the RK who died in 1850.
It is possible.
Strange. No official record of her death, only her initials. Is there any way to find out for sure?
Maybe. Gorza family house is at the top of the hill near the hotel. There is an old Gorza woman who still lives there. Maybe you ask her.
Thanks. I'll just go do that.
So we've been referred to someone else again. Apparently there's an old Corsa woman living on top of the hill. Let's see if... oh dear. See a castle. Oh boy. Yeah, there's a castle in the distance. Not sure if that's supposed to be Poenari Castle where Dracula lived, but there's a googly-eyed gargoyle. And there's a house here, run down, but it seems to be the place we're looking for. So let's quickly save here. And get to knocking on the door. Oops. And gotta scroll down to keep the thing from not updating. But nobody answers. So of course what we do is use the stick we picked up and use that to knock on the door. And here she comes.
Hello there, Miss Corza.
Yes?
Oh boy.
My name is Arthur Jordan. This is my associate, Percival Q. Jones.
Pleased to meet you, Mom.
We were wondering if we might be able to come in and ask you a few questions about your family.
My family? How do you know my family?
We've been doing a little research into the headless vampire and...
Oh wait! You get away from here!
I'm sorry if I upset you, but...
Go away! Leave me alone!
So she doesn't want us here. And she shuts the door on us.
Well, that didn't go as planned.
She does seem a bit stubborn. Perhaps it will take more than just words to convince her.
Are you suggesting we club her over the head?
Hell yes.
Not quite such a violent solution, no.
Oh.
But I do think some action should be taken.
Some action should be taken, but we can't club her over the head. Percy, how do you expect me to work with that? So let's try to get her to open the door again.
You again? I said go away!
Miss, if you'd please just...
I said go away!
So let's hit her over the head. No, we can't. That's a shame. But what we can do is use our hand icon on the door.
Now hold on just a minute. It's very important that we speak with you.
I have nothing to say to you.
Somehow I doubt that very much. Look, my friend and I aren't just going to give up. So, until you agree to talk with us, we're just going to keep bothering you.
Fine. Enough of this foolishness. You may come inside, but please, I am an old woman. I do not have time or energy for these things.
Thanks. We just want to ask you a few questions, that's all.
So now we've been admitted into her house. And we can question her.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yes?
About herself, for example.
Do you live here all by yourself?
Yes. And I am not interested in dealing with the town. So, I stay here by myself. They do not bother me, and I do not bother them.
That's kind of interesting. And about your sister Ruxandra?
Do you know Ruxandra Corza?
I knew her, yes. She was my sister.
Your sister? Were you close?
We had a good relationship, yes. Until she began seeing that man. Things changed. she was not the same.
I hate
Then
men.
her bastard husband killed her.
My God, that's awful.
Yes, it brought shame to our family.
Who was the man?
His name was Soren, I believe. Soren Trellis.
Sorin Trellis. Wonder if that sounds familiar to anyone that's been following the series. Sorin Trellis. Wonder who that could be.
What can you tell me about this Soren Trellis?
He was a very strange man. Always dressed in black. He had pale skin. Very low voice.
I see.
I saw him very little. My sister was happily married, but then Soren came into town. She would go off for hours. Later I discovered it was to see him. I tried to keep it from her husband, but he saw their initials carved in a tree in town. He was very jealous, and he sealed her in a barrel as punishment. But he left her inside too long, and she suffocated and died.
My sympathies, Miss Corza.
See, that sounds kind of a familiar story. To what's something we've been hearing about the headless vampire, so...
This may be a sensitive topic, but do you know anything about the headless vampire?
Oh, it is a terrible story the townspeople began telling after Roxandra died. They say she kicked her head off and became a floating head that drinks blood. But this is absurd. My sister died in the barrel because she could not breathe.
What happened to the body?
Her husband buried it, barrel and all. I do not know where. Please do not ask me anything else. This brings back too many bad memories.
I apologize, miss. I don't have any more questions about your sister. Thank you very much for your time, Miss Corza.
You are welcome.
So now we know the truth about the headless vampire, I suppose. It was this woman's sister.
It looks like this whole headless vampire thing might just be a big misunderstanding.
Score 1 point for the
It would
skeptics.
seem the townspeople merely came up with a supernatural story to add to an already scandalous tale of adultery.
Only one thing stands out to me. Dragomir seemed like he was on the up and up. I don't know about his sister, though. She said she'd been attacked in the cemetery.
Indeed she did.
Maybe we should take a look around there and see if there's a reasonable explanation for why she might have been attacked. Or fed him a line.
That sounds like a reasonable course of action.
I bet. Well, it's better than a hand pawn, I suppose. Good enough of that with Ocelot. So back to the cemetery we go to check on the graves, I suppose. Could I check one last time whether the buried woman is still there? To finish disproving the horrible town theories. So I'm gonna walk all the way across the town until we get to the cemetery. Actually, wait. Gotta make a caution autosave. Even though I think the autosave is back here because of what you will see in a few moments.
This entire situation is pretty curious, wouldn't you say, Perce?
Indeed. It seems a rather cut and dry case of murder. However, I fail to see where the supernatural angle comes into play.
I don't.
Percy, look out!
Just look at that thing. So yeah, Percy Q. Jones is being attacked by the headless vampire, and we're just standing around doing nothing. Percy kinda looks like he's conducting an orchestra. Oh, I have to scroll down. So, of course what we do is leisurely put the brambles on this stick. And swing the brambling stick at the headless vampire.
My goodness, that was close. I owe you one, Arthur.
Not a problem. So the headless vampire isn't just a local superstition after all.
Quite. That Dragomir chap's sister really was lucky to escape alive.
So now that we know the thing is real, we just have to figure out how to stop it.
Indeed. Any ideas?
Flailing
For now,
fists.
I think our best lead is to find out more about this Soren Trellis character.
So that ends our
Vampire was
flashback.
real after all?
Indeed.
And Grandpa Arthur saved you from it?
That he did.
Wow, that was one hell of a story.
Oh,
Just
it's
take
by
my
no
word for
means
it.
over. But I think now would be a good time for you to get back to trying to figure out where the Cardinal has gone.
So you're not going to finish the story because you think something's changed within the past hour?
Yes, and time is of the essence.
I really wish you'd just tell me what was going on.
All in due time. I shall finish my story and tell you everything else once we've located Genovese.
Okay, I'll hold you to that.
Clearly, boxing is the best defense against the headless vampire. But now we're back in the present and we still haven't figured out where the guy we're tracking down is. So let's get back on the streets, I suppose. There's a new patron at the bar. He looks kind of douchey, but I'm sure he's an okay guy.
Hey, could I bother you with some questions for a second?
Sure, why not? I mean, that's why people go to bars, right? To be accosted by random strangers? I know it's why I do.
Well, you certainly sound the part. So you might not realize this, but this guy is Anthony Carboni. I forget why he's important. Let's just talk to him.
So, tell me about yourself.
Whoa. Hold it right there, buddy. This ain't that kind of bar. I mean, I realize the sweater might be sending some mixed signals, but...
It was just a question.
Right, yeah, of course, sure. There's totally nothing wrong with that, by the way. You live your life the way you want to.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm here in London with my buddy John. We're filming a show for the internet. It's like those travel shows where the guy eats raw fish heads, you know?
Sure, I think I do.
I see.
Yeah, except in our show, John goes out and looks for weird locations. And I come drink at pubs. It's the best job ever.
Certainly sounds the part.
Huh, I don't remember that. Might make a good title.
Weird locations, you say? What about them?
What exactly do you mean by weird locations?
You know, places off the beaten path. Kind of places people wouldn't normally go. You know, like your house. Oh, burn! 1 point to Carboni!
Yeah, that's very funny.
Yeah, I know. Kind of why I said it.
Seriously though, what kind of places have you found here?
Oh, tons. We just came from this psychic shop run by this real crazy old lady. Man, she was a trip.
The crazy old lady, huh? Nope, doesn't sound familiar at all, but we will still ask about it.
Tell me more about this psychic shop.
I forget the name of the lady who owned it, but she had this big guy guarding the door. She had this pink turban and a black robe, and the place was all made up like in the movies.
Pink turban, black robe, and a flair for the dramatic? That's gotta be Madame Tilly Rosenquist.
Yeah, that's her. Wait, did you just say flair for the dramatic?
Yeah?
Man, you're like a walking cliche, aren't you? Who talks like that?
Look, can you just tell me where this shop is?
Ah, not so fast there, Red. Quid pro quo.
What?
It's Latin. It means...
I know what it means. What do you want?
Well, why should I give away my information on weird places for free? Find me another one I can visit, and I'll tell you the location of this one.
I don't have time for this.
Yeah, and have you got time to wander around London looking for her shop?
Fine, I'll see what I can find you.
Good man. Saving John some work.
So now we have to trade some place to go to find out where the psychic shop is. That sounds like a great deal.
What do you think of London?
Well, it's not Brooklyn, I'll tell you that. I mean, for one thing, I haven't seen a single roof I can climb, let alone any I'd want to.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. You wouldn't understand anyway.
I don't get it either.
What's that you're reading?
It's one of the local papers. Look at this, there's boobs on page 3.
So I see.
Man, we don't get stuff like this back home.
Take it easy.
Yeah, you too, Gingy.
So yeah, that guy wasn't the best guy to talk to, but he does have some information we need.
So,
Oh dear.
Over here, sir.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir. Please, please come over here. I must speak with you.
What seems to be the problem?
The problem, sir, is that millions of children in this city go hungry each night. The problem is that they sleep in cardboard boxes in alleys.
Ah, great. What have I gotten myself into?
And the problem, sir, is people like you who don't care.
Look, don't get me wrong. I care about the plight of the homeless children as much as the next guy. But right now, I've got plenty of my own problems to deal with.
Oh, I understand, sir. After all, this is London. Everyone is so busy. Busy here, busy there, busy everywhere. Everyone caught up in their own problems, not thinking of the children.
Give me a break, lady. You are a lady, right?
Who
Please,
knows?
sir, think of the children. It's all we ask.
Well, what am I supposed to do then?
Gonna take a few seconds of blessed silence to update the Skype chat.
Take this informative magazine. It will educate you on the situations.
Thanks, I think.
Not so fast, sir.
Oh dear.
What?
For taking a copy of the magazine, we kindly ask for a small donation.
Alright, should have guessed. How much?
A paltry £5, sir.
£5? For a shoddy magazine that feels like it was printed on toilet paper?
Please, sir, think of the children.
Yeah, I know. Okay, if it'll get you to leave me alone, here.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now please, don't talk to me anymore.
So that was an interesting scene. I'm sure everyone enjoyed that. Yeah, I can turn that off, but I'm not entirely certain if that will make it auto-scroll. I don't think it will. I'm pretty sure pounds are worth more than dollars, so there's that. This is 2004 too, so it's like 2004, 2005, so figure out the exchange rate for back then. So now we have an informative magazine, and if we go back to Percy's flat, we find a soggy paper stuck to the bottom of a lamppost in the rain, so instinctively we know that's going to be useful. So what is it? Travel brochure, but it's very crumpled and soggy, so we can't read it. Also, the magazine we were scammed for. So now that we have both of those things, we return to the pub. Figure out what we can do with it. We can try giving this soggy paper to this guy.
Here, will this help? It's a travel brochure for places in London.
No, that's a soggy piece of crumbled up paper.
No, really, see? You can sort of make out the title here.
Look, I appreciate the thought, but you're gonna have to do better than that. These hands don't touch anything that came out of a gutter. Except maybe your mom. Oh snap, what just happened? Carboni just happened, that's what.
Yeah. That is supposed to be a real person, though. Apparently the guy decided to talk to the guy who made this game and said that he wanted to be depicted as a really obnoxious guy. So there's that. But he will not take our soggy brochure, so... So we take the soggy paper and put it on top of this lamp to dry it. Yep. And now we have a dry piece of paper. So now we go back down and try to trade it in again. Yeah, Ben is such a badass, he's not even gonna take that. That's why he went in this long quest to retrieve a paper from the street and bring it to this guy.
Here, will this help? It's a travel brochure for places in London.
Let me see. Yeah, this has got some good stuff, although it does sort of threaten to render our show obsolete. Yeah, well, you kept your end of the deal, so here. This is the business card for that psychic shop you asked about.
Thanks.
No problem. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to continue my self-destructive binge drinking.
Have fun.
Well, at least he's honest about that. So now we have something new in our inventory. A business card. For a place called the Third Eye. And now we know where to go. So off we go to the psychic shop. Oh boy. Who is this guy? He looks very familiar apparently. Yep, this does look kind of like a tacky place though. Oops.
Otto Schneider, is that you?
Yep, he is Otto from...
It is. Nice to see you again.
From game number 4.
I have moved here to London and entered into a partnership with Madame Rosenquist.
You mean she's still alive? I mean, how's she doing?
Quite well. This is her shop you see before you.
No kidding.
Not at all. You should go upstairs. I'm sure she will love to see you again.
Yep, it is Wesker again. He is back. So let's... I think we can talk to him a little longer.
Have you got some time to talk?
Of course, Herr Jordan. What may I help you with?
So you said this is Madame Tilly's shop?
Indeed.
Does she get much business?
She does, yeah. There are an astounding number of people who desire psychic guidance.
You sound surprised by that.
Yeah, I suppose I am, in a way.
Does it maybe have to do with the fact that Madame Rosenquist is... how do I put this?
Less than reliable?
I was going to use the F word, but sure.
I would not consider her a fraud. While I don't believe her predictions are 100% accurate, I do think she has her moments of clarity. Time at number 50 Berkeley Square proved that.
Yeah, I suppose it would, but... don't really see how she would profit from that.
You sure seem a lot happier than the last time I saw you.
Yes, I am. Very much so. Perhaps it is a change of scenery, or my relationship with Madame Rosenquist, but I am much happier these days.
Relationship? You mean your business relationship?
Yeah, business and a bit more.
Oh dear.
Oh. Oh, that's great. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. And what of you, Herr Jordan? Is all well with you? If you excuse my boldness, you seem significantly less happy than the last time we met.
Yeah, well, things are kind of bad. Simon is dead, Alice is missing, and I'm not sure what to do next.
Oh boy.
I see. My condolences. If I can assist you in any way, please let me know.
Yeah,
See you later, Otto.
he knew all these people.
Goodbye, Herr Jordan.
So I should be fairly concerned about what's going on with them. But into the shop we go. It is exactly what it looks like. And now we're just in the shop with the turban lady.
I remember you. Ben Jordan, was it?
That's right. We worked together a few months ago.
Yes, of course. How could I forget?
Senility probably has something to do with it.
Eh? What was that?
Oh, nothing.
Please have a seat over on that chair.
This should be
What
interesting.
brings you to my humble parlor?
Might as well be sarcastic.
Right. If this place is humble, then I'm the queen.
That attitude does not suit you, Mr. Jordan. Something tells me you are using this hostility as a front to hide your true feelings.
What are you, a psychic or a shrink?
Yes, you have experienced great loss.
I'm sorry, could you maybe rub it in a little more? The wound hasn't quite finished scabbing over yet.
I would like to help you if I can, Mr. Jordan. Please, tell me what is bothering you.
I don't really have time to get into details. But basically, Simon is dead and Alice is missing. I need to find and stop this insane cardinal from the Vatican, and I don't have much time to do it.
That's a pretty good
Is there
summation.
anything you can do to help?
Yes, I believe there is. Gaze into the crystal ball, Mr. Jordan. I will commune with the spirit world and deliver their messages to you via the orb of truth.
Seriously?
Extremely. Now look into the ball.
Oh dear.
I call upon those who have passed. O spirits, come forth from the light and give us guidance.
Is something supposed to be happening?
I don't know.
Yes, yes. Upon you now I call. Rise from your eternal booth. Come forth from death. Give us guidance.
Wait, what?
Simon, your friend is calling you for help. Come forth and show us the way.
Oh dear.
Okay, this has gone far enough.
I beg your pardon?
I really don't know what I expected coming here, but I know it wasn't to have some crazy old woman play Dial a Spirit. Simon was my friend. I won't sit here and have you make fun of him like this.
So
You
Ben didn't like
misunderstand
that
Mr.
at all.
Jordan. The last thing I would ever do is...
Oh, I understand all right. I'll see you around, Madame Rosenquist. Thanks for your time.
So he didn't like that at all. He's just going to storm off now, but as he's doing so... Oh dear.
Simon? Is that you?
It's her old friend.
I would say in the flesh, but I don't seem to have too much of that left now, do I?
And he has a double chin now from his slashed throat.
Not sure if I can say the same there.
Look, I'm sorry about what happened. I didn't know.
Sorry. Sorry isn't going to make me alive again, is it? But this is no time for venting frustrations. It seemed you disturbed my sweet hereafter to ask me some questions. So go ahead.
Yep, Simon is dead. He got his throat slit at the end of the last game by the evil Illuminati organization's henchmen. So Simon, what's going on with your death?
So, what's it like? Being dead, I mean.
There's a lot more paperwork involved than what we expect.
Really?
No, of course not.
So tell me what it's really like then.
What? That's why I love the mystery. You're going to find out eventually. Why ruin it now?
So he doesn't want to talk about death. What about Alice?
Do you have any idea where Alice is?
Are you saying that I should know?
Well, I always thought people acquired omniscient knowledge after they died.
Tell the truth, there'd be a lot more enthusiasm about dying, don't you think?
I never thought of it that way.
Anyway, no, I don't know where she is.
I really hope she's okay.
How about the Cardinal?
Do you know where Cardinal Genovese is?
As a matter of fact, I do. Or think I do at any rate.
Really? Great. Where?
Shortly after the incident, I was lying there on the floor. Before I shuffled off the mortal coil, I heard Genevieve talking. He said that since you so thoughtlessly destroyed the exorcism amulet, he was now required to go in search of the final relic, which according to him was located in Paris.
Paris, huh? Did he say where specifically?
Afraid not, mate. That's about the time I snuffed it.
At least I know where to start looking now. I don't have any more questions.
Listen, Dan, I'm sorry I was a bit rude earlier. You have to understand my point of view in all this. Being killed doesn't exactly make one jump for joy.
Yeah, I understand. This hasn't been easy for any of us. But mark my words, I'm going to make sure Genovese gets what he deserves.
Our boy then, I have absolute confidence you will do exactly that.
So, I guess this is goodbye then.
Looks that way.
I'm really sorry things turned out the way they did.
Comes with the territory, mate. I wouldn't trade the adventures we had for anything.
Me either.
Okay, it's time for me to go. Now, don't expect some sentimental nonsense about how I'll always be with you or anything like that. Just because I'm dead doesn't mean there's any reason to get all emotional. But I will say this. Good luck.
Thanks. I'm going to need it.
So long, Ben.
Bye, Simon. You were a great friend.
Apparently,
Don't worry, we'll see each other again.
Jesus Christ, shut up. Apparently Simon got mixed up with the Innsmouth souls, and now he has tentacles.
I'm gonna miss that.
That was beautiful. It's always so tragic to see young lovers separated by death.
Well,
Young lovers?
There's no shame in it, Mr. Jordan. I may be old, but I'm not close-minded.
Right. Goodbye, Madame Rosenquist.
well, that was an interesting scene. I've been saying that about like every scene in this, but at least now we know where to go.
Better than I had hoped. I'm off to Paris.
So off we go to Paris, or do we?
think not, Jordan. Your travels end here.
Not another one of you guys.
Assassins.
Your nose is
Don't have time for them.
He's a member of the Knights of St. Anthony. They're a bunch of whack jobs who are trying to kill me.
He even says it like that.
Now, there's no need for name calling.
Look, I already know the drill. I'm not coming along with you no matter how much you threaten me.
Not to worry, I won't waste your time.
Oh boy.
I've been sent to kill you, Jordan, not capture you.
Yeah, stand right next to the other
I'm
guy.
afraid I cannot
That's a
allow
great
that.
idea.
Whoa, pretty impressive moves there, Otto.
The compliment is appreciated, Herr Job, but we don't have much time. Go around the corner of this building. I have a car parked there. I can take you where you need to go, but we must move quickly. I will meet you in a few minutes.
Okay, I'm going.
Yeah, that's her run. So apparently that's us, and now the blue car enters pursuit with us. It's time for the epic car chase scene. It really is, though.
It seems we are being followed.
What a surprise. Don't these guys ever give up?
I will try to lose it. However, anything you can do to help would be most appreciated.
So it's time for us to... I think we can lose here, actually. If we do nothing, but we can take a look at things. We got a knight's car coming after us, we got the road, and we got Otto's car. And I'm fairly certain we can lose here if we just don't do anything. So I'm going to wait for... oh boy. Oh yeah.
He hit us.
Well, he will surely do so, until he knocks us off the road.
Well, that's just great.
So I think we're gonna get... just wait until we get knocked off the road. Yeah, I'm sure that the streets of London, which are notorious for being empty...
He hit us again.
I almost lost control of the car that time. Please, Herr Jordan, do try to get this car off our tail.
I'm trying.
No, it's not like there are any other cars in London. Not like it's a highly populated city or anything. I'm sure no one's around to see this. And I'm sure there's just one long straight road where we can do this. So yeah, I think we died. So they had to scrape your body from the car when it was towed. That's nice. So let's do that right this time. So we do have this kids magazine that we picked up earlier. So of course what we do is rip some pages out from the magazine and then we inspect Otto's car, where we find a bottle of engine oil, motor oil. So now that we've blinded the other car, we put that on the road.
Nice job, Herr Jordan.
That was a little
Oops. Just gotta scroll again.
too close for my liking.
So yeah, you have to throw pages at the other guys and
Here we are, Herr Jordan. Waterloo Station.
Thanks, Otto. I appreciate all your help.
Think nothing of it. Good luck finding whatever it is you seek. But be careful.
I'll try my best.
so now that we
Herr Jordan.
presumably killed more people, let's continue our quest of righteousness.
So you finally decided to show up, huh? You know, for someone charged with protecting me, you sure aren't around very much.
True, but you have proven yourself capable of handling yourself several times. It would be an insult to hold your hand the whole way through just to make things easier.
Yeah, well... Okay, fine. Sorry.
Not to worry. I assume you have a lead as to the Cardinal's whereabouts.
Yeah, Paris.
Excellent. We must board the next train there.
I don't actually know where in Paris, though.
It seems, then, that we will have to concern ourselves with that bridge when we arrive in the city. After you, Mr. Jordan.
So yeah, time to take the train from the island of Britain to Paris. Presumably underground, I don't know how it works.
Right then, I'll see you on board the train.
So Percy is going to board the train now.
Why is he always so skittish about being in public?
Yeah, we can take a quick look around, I think. Just sort of see what sort of things there are around here in this gorgeous train screen. Okay. some people standing around, some warnings, a couple, and Ben Jordan, paranormal investigator. We adjust our jacket and retie our shoes, and then we get onto the train. But we're followed by a figure with that eerie music again.
Everything alright, Mr. Jordan?
Yeah, I guess.
I thought
I'm
so.
feeling a little better now that we're making some progress, but I have a feeling we've still got a long way to go.
I had a
Well,
feeling...
there goes the scenery.
Oh, there we go.
Indeed. This is always the most boring part of the trip.
So, now that we've got some time, how about finishing that story about you and Grandpa Arthur?
Ah, of course. Now then, where did I leave off?
You've just been attacked by the headless vampire in the cemetery.
Ah, yes. Arthur and I decided our best bet was to consult the town record keeper about the mysterious Sorin THRILLS.
So time to finish our flashback story with Arthur and young Percy who looks like Charlie Chaplin.
So this is the place, according to the record keeper. Sorin THRILLS' house.
Do you suppose anyone is home?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, this seems like kind of an eerie place. This is the Sorin THRILLS house. There's a break in some windows around here. See if we can talk to Percy some more.
Hey, Percy, let's have a bull session.
Another bull session.
Yes, Arthur?
The headless vampire again.
Seems the headless vampire is the real McCoy after all.
It is quite remarkable. Who would have guessed?
Not me, that's for sure.
And Mike's gone. Goodbye, Mike, I suppose. So what should we do here?
Any suggestions regarding our next move?
Searching this THRILLS fellow's house may be dangerous, but necessary.
Might as well have a look at the Twitch chat, make sure no one else has arrived. No, apparently some people have left and that's it. Nearly nothing has been said there.
Better get up right.
So let's get on to action, picking up this brick. This window's stuck though, so let's smash it with the brick.
Arthur, what are you doing?
Smashing the window with this brick so I can get inside.
Is that really a good idea? I don't think we should draw any unwanted attention to ourselves.
If it brings us a step closer to finding out why we almost got bumped off at the cemetery, it's a risk I'm willing to take.
So now there's broken glass all over the place. And we will need broken glass, so let's pick that up. And climb into the house.
Alright, I'm going in.
Are you sure you'll be able to fit through there? Because I certainly won't.
You're right. Well, it's probably better if you stay out here and keep watch. I'll just give you a shout if I need anything.
Do be careful, Arthur.
And this is the inside of the place. Got some bricked up fireplace. A door. A fire poker. Helmet and a painting. So let's appropriate this fire poker. And have a look at this helmet here. There's a small latch in there, but we can't reach it with our fingers, so let's use the poker to poke this thing. And that raises the barrier. And now we can get into the opening. See what the other side of this place holds in store for us. It's a barrel. And it looks large enough to hold a person. There's a painting with some googly eyes there, kind of off-kilter, but seems to be a painting of a young woman, so okay. Nice, or good night, Steve, I suppose. Also a candelabrum, which means someone was in this room recently. So let's check out the barrel. Open up the barrel top. but we can't do it with our bare hands, so we use our fire poker again to...
Jeepers creepers!
Yep.
I had a feeling this trellis fellow was up to something, but I didn't think it was this severe.
Apparently there's something in the barrel which warrants saying Jeepers Creepers. Let's have a closer look, why don't we? Yes, indeed, there's a decapitated body inside here. Yep. Sickly green rotten flesh and a severed neck. Meaning this is the body of the headless vampire. So we were advised to put glass shards in its neck, so when it reattaches, the tendrils that the vampire has will be severed. And that's what we did. But that triggers this
I should
event.
take care of this town's vampire problem.
Oh boy, but who's this?
Oh, hello there.
Who are you? What are you doing in here?
That voice sounds kind of
Name's
familiar,
Jordan,
doesn't
man.
it? People who watch Reds of Prey will probably recognize this guy's voice, but let's have a chat with him.
I thought this was the men's room.
You are quite mistaken then, and also not a very good liar. Why are you really here?
I'm looking for Soren Trellis.
In that case, you need not look any further. The people in this town know me as Soren Trellis, but you may address me by my proper name. Zorthless.
You're pale as a ghost. What are you?
Kind of you to ask. I am a Strigoi.
What?
I believe you would refer to it as a vampire warlock.
Yep, so in case you haven't recognized it, which AB might have, yes, indeed, it is exactly that. It's Edwin Tiong doing the voice of the evil vampire Sorcerus, who we have seen before in Case 3 and Case 5 in a flashback. So let's see what he's up to now.
You say you're a vampire warlock? What does that even mean?
It's very simple. I bite people and drain them of their blood, and I have magical powers.
Baloney.
I can assure you, I am quite serious.
Yep. Yeah, it's that guy. He sure is doing the voice for this guy now.
How is it that you speak English so well?
That is a long story.
Then give me the short version.
Very well. I spent several years leading your country in a state called Pennsylvania. If a Strigoi lives 10 years in a country where another language is spoken, he can become human again.
That's a weird rule.
All that is required is a virgin sacrifice. I had gathered a loyal group of followers and was about to complete the sacrificial ritual, but one of my most trusted members revealed himself to be a traitor and ruined everything.
Yeah, we saw that in the flashbacks in Case 5.
I managed to escape and came back here to my homeland to wait for another opportunity.
We saw that Alice's ancestor apparently was the traitor in... Oh wait, that was Case 6, not Case 5. My bad. The traitor that betrayed him. So apparently he hates both Ben's family and Alice's family. So that's a bit of backstory for you.
You've got something to do with all this headless vampire hooey, don't you?
That is correct. It was I who turned young Miss Corsa into what she is today.
You heartless chump.
You chump!
How could you do that to the poor girl?
How could I do that to her? I was not the one who sealed her in that barrel, leaving her to die. She kicked her head off trying to escape, which would have killed her if I had not intervened. Now she enjoys the gift of eternal life.
Floating around as a head attached to a bunch of body parts. Yeah, I'm sure she thanks you every day for that. Okay, enough beating gums. You need to answer for your crimes.
I don't think you quite comprehend the situation. You are trespassing in my house, hidden away in my secret room, alone. And I have not had a taste of fresh blood for a very long time.
Oh shit.
Roxandra has been a loyal servant for years, but I think it's time for a new follower.
And Bern's
try
going to
anything
bed.
funny now.
Good night, Bern.
Oh, not to worry. This is quite serious.
Ouch! Hey!
Oh shit.
Hold still, you wretch.
So there's... Can we actually save in here? It looks like we can. So he bit the guy. And now he's trying to overpower him. Again, I'm not entirely certain if you can die here. So this has been going on for a while, so I'm guessing you can't, so... Can't really do anything though. I guess you can look at him. You can try... Yeah, you're gonna do a bit more punch than just your bare hands. So of course what you do is take the fire poker and poke him with it.
Sorry, Zorthrus. You won't be getting any of my blood today.
Perhaps not, but you can be sure I will not rest until I do. Mark my words, Arthur Jordan. I will have your blood, even if it takes generations.
Oh boy. He did his turning into a bat thing again, so...
Arthur came back out of the house and told me what had happened. We informed the townspeople of the situation and went on our way the next morning.
Wow, that's amazing. So that's why I was picked to be the sacrifice back in Smellhome?
Exactly.
There's still a few questions I have about all this.
Of course. I think now is a suitable time to answer them.
But I have to take a quick bathroom break first.
Very well. I'll be here when you return.
So off we go to the bathroom after hearing that story about the vampire in Romania. We got a fire extinguisher, some signs. So into the toilet we go.
Good evening, Mr. Jordan.
Oh man, why can't you jerks just leave me alone already?
Told you.
I'm afraid that isn't possible until you are taken care of. Now, I want to avoid making a scene out here in the hallway.
Good night, Senior.
Let's go back to your compartment and settle this there. I'm giving you fair warning, however. Don't try anything, or I will shoot you right here.
Fine. Follow me.
Here we do have another cultist, another knight of the Illuminati. Even though it's not that, it does seem like a fitting name. So we can play along with him for now. Just sort of have him follow us. So into the train compartment we go.
Ah, I didn't realize you were accompanied on this train.
Your problem always was a lack of observation, Jennings.
Oh dear.
Quite frankly, I'm surprised they would have sent you at this phase.
Jones? You are alive?
Yeah, apparently that's surprising.
How is it possible? I thought...
Yes, as I recall, it was you who was given the honour of executing me. It would seem, however, that you did not do as thorough a job as you thought.
But that was in 1956.
Yep.
Even if you had survived, you'd be over 100 years old by now.
Yep.
Ah, perhaps I was wrong in my initial assessment. You are showing a surprising amount of observational skill. However, I'm afraid that the answer to that is not for you to know. My immediate concern is your threatening of young Mr. Jordan, and as such...
Oh shit.
Help me get him out of here, would you?
So now he uses a fire extinguisher to knock the guy out and...
Genovese must be getting desperate. This means we haven't much time.
Oh shit, I need to scroll down. Didn't quite...
Okay, I think it's finally time for you to tell me what's going on.
Yes, you're quite right.
I'm not sure what's going on, but apparently it's not registering some of the messages right. Oh, and it looks like now it has. Still alive, yeah. That's kind of a weird thing.
Before, when I asked you about the Knights, you said your involvement with them ended? How did it end exactly?
I went out with a bang, you might say. One thing they neglected to mention when I joined was that it was a lifetime membership. As such, after Genovese became obsessed with gathering the relics, and I decided to abandon the cause, Jennings, the gentleman who was here earlier, was charged with executing me. The Knights of St. Anthony do not deal well with deserters.
And time for a pretty big revelation, I think. We had to find out the truth about Percy.
That Knight guy made a good point. How are you still alive? When Grandpa Arthur died, he was 90, and that was 13 years ago. You don't look any older than your mid-50s.
That's because when I was shot and killed by the Knights, I was 55.
Hold on. You were killed?
Indeed. Shot in the head at close range. It was quite unpleasant.
I don't understand. Does that mean you're a ghost or something?
I don't think that is the proper classification, as you aren't the only one who can see me. But it is something similar. I suppose the best explanation would be something akin to a guardian angel, charged with your protection.
Yup. Apparently that's what he is.
This is a lot to take in. You mentioned something about this before, but who exactly charged you with my protection?
I'll try and make it as concise as possible, as it is a bit much to understand. When your grandfather saved me from the headless vampire, I was in his debt for my life. Despite our later falling out over my support for the Knights of St. Anthony, we still maintained that bond. When I was shot, I recall experiencing my death, but something brought me back. I didn't speak with anyone or anything directly, but somehow I knew that before I could rest, I had a duty to perform. That duty was to protect Arthur Jordan's grandson against the perverted ideas and actions of Cardinal Genovese. And so, that is what I have been doing since I tracked you down several months ago.
Apparently he's been doing quite a bit for us over the course of the games.
Sorry if I sound rude, but what exactly have you been doing to help me?
More than you realized. I was granted the advantage of some otherworldly influence upon my return to this world.
What does that mean?
Simply that I can manipulate the will of others to your benefit if the need arises. For instance, did you ever wonder why it was so easy for a foreigner to have such hands-on access at the police station in Osaka?
Yeah, I did.
Or why it just so happened that the only available taxi in Greece refused to go to Athens?
That seemed like an unfortunate
or who it was that
coincidence.
recommended your services to Mr. Renzi?
Well...
I've been working behind the curtain to ensure your success leading up to the final confrontation with Genovese. Unfortunately, I won't be able to help you with that, but I feel you're sufficiently prepared at present.
Wait a second. If you wanted to help me, why were you such a jerk when we first met?
Ah, yes. That was my form of tough love, so to speak. The situation in Smelholm was extremely dangerous, and I needed to make sure you could perform well when faced with adversity.
Yep.
Luckily, you proved quite capable.
The Japanese police thing did seem more like lazy writing than anything.
Anytime. It seems we will soon be arriving at our destination.
But how will we know where to go?
I've reserved you a room at a local hostel, the Hotel Commune. It's close to the train station, so you should have no trouble finding it.
What about you?
Unfortunately, I won't be able to accompany you. However, I will be in contact with you and watching out for you from afar.
Okay, so I'll go over to the hostel once we stop.
Good luck, Mr. Jordan. Oh, and do be careful. Although I doubt Cardinal Genovese has learned of your journey, it surely won't be long before he does.
Don't worry, I'll keep an eye out for any of his goons.
So we have our next mission now. We're arriving at Paris and off to the Rue Commune we go.